All right, my friends, welcome to another episode of Journal Entry. And right now, I'm on day 14 of the Advent calendar. Hope your Advent season is going awesome. Let's see. As I got to concentrate on building, or I'll screw this up. One thing that I will say is so far with the Advent calendar, it's a mixed bag. I will say it's very impressive, like how cool these things look from afar. I just don't really have any use for them. The parts are good, so I'm really liking. There's some really good, especially from the small parts. Some good modern part, very useful parts like these jumper plates and some of the slopes and even some of the plating and other pieces. William Falcon. You get some really good thrust pieces. There are some really good, healthy, modern parts that are coming with these builds, but ultimately, yeah, I'm gonna have to take these apart and use them for increasing my parts collection for mocks. Is basically all these are going to um, end up amounting to, unfortunately. So, boy, if somebody has the like a really big Star Wars micro collection, the Advent calendars would be darn amazing for sure. So let's see here if I can get this correct. I don't know what this ship even is. Anybody? Oh, this is the Snub Fighter. Oh, kind of. I think. This is that what this is? The Snub Fighter. So this is day 14. Should I crack into day 15? No, we'll save day 15 for next week. Actually, next week I'm gonna have to finish the Advent calendar early that weekend. We'll be taking some vacation time, and it's gonna be pretty busy, so I'm gonna have to wrap this puppy up. So next week I'll have this thing all done for the Advent season. So overall, some interesting ones, some hits, some misses. The big thing that's a really big miss so far, if you're into this Advent calendar, I love both the figures. I just think for Lego upping the price on these Advent calendars, like the level of minifigures is really disappointing. There really should be one like really exclusive side character that's not to miss, right? Like these Christmas figures are great inclusions. I think they should continue including those, but really should Lego, not have like a big side character? Like for example, I don't know, one maybe you wouldn't normally do, like one that just kind of casually came up during the Mandalorian series, or the Ahsoka series, I should say, that came up. Maybe like even if they did a Leia and then they did a Leia as a kid. Like I don't see any sets that they should do Leia as a kid, but if they did Leia as a kid, people would freak out, I think, a lot more, and that would increase the value. Like that figure alone would be $5 to $10 worth, but it wouldn't even be that tough because essentially they could keep this and just shorten her legs. It's not a hard one to make, and they could just maybe make another cute sweater print for her, or they could, just make a print from the movie, or this TV series, I should say. So I don't know. I feel like these advent calendars somewhat they they do stuff like this mini kit, that are kind of nice video game inclusions. I think a lot of people were kind of like, what the heck is this? I think there were a lot of people that said, hey, this is kind of cool. And again, from afar, some of these micro builds, it's very impressive feats. So, hats off to the designers doing these. It's just like the usefulness is, maybe there's some play value, maybe not. I don't know. It's fun. At least the big thing is I get a few figures out of it. I get a bunch of parts, and then I also get a whole month's worth of entertainment. So I'm okay. I feel good about it, but I do also see why a lot of people sell their advent calendars off once they've used it. So, anyways, the what's whoa something just fell down. Couple things this week. It's been really exciting. It's been great having the Advent season upon us. Probably the two builds that I'll get to before the holiday season, the Animal Planet that I got a deal on. I want to build this and get the parts in my collection. I'm hoping to build this one. I don't know. I was debating whether I should build it or sell it because it is a collector exclusive. I'll have to see what the price is, but I do like the concept of some of these parts to put in my collection. Plus, I kind of, it's nice having a little Christmas elf, in case I ever do like a city or something like that. It'd be nice to have that. Really cool prints on here. I mean, this is really a fantastic set. It was gifted to me during the holiday, I think either last year or the year before. So this is part of my holiday backlog, if you will. So there's that one. Alien Planets is coming up. The other big news is that I have been buying and selling on Mercari. That's been going really well. So I sold a bunch of things, so I was able to have enough budget. Down below, I keep my Mercari links. So if you haven't done Mercari purchasing, buying or purchasing, again, either way, it really helps support the channel. And we've had a few folks take us up on that, and I was able to purchase some additional figures. Actually, what I want to save for is completing my Advent calendar collection. Those things are expensive. There's a few of them left. I have four Advent calendars left to add into my collection. So, and of course, 3 of them are pretty expensive. One of them's not too bad, but I'd like to at least knock out maybe one more and then maybe finish it off going into next year, or at the very latest in 2026. I know that's a long ways off. Knock out maybe one a year and have it completely caught up in 2026. 2026 would be like absolutely fantastic. It's hard to keep up with these things. This is, I think, 2010 or 2011 was the first year, so there should be 13 total Advent calendars, and so I've got 9 of them so far. I've done reviews / videos on all of them in my collection. I'm actually starting to get up to a pretty huge amount of Star Wars reviews. I think like 60, 70 sets that I've reviewed. And, and this isn't a review channel. Mostly revolves around my just kind of digitizing my experience as I collect and build and do all those things. So it's kind of like almost like a journal, Journal of the Scots. That's kind of what the title is. And but reviewing has really helped me learn a lot about the sets that before, actually it would be after I build them. Usually build them and then I review them, and just kind of really kind of helps kind of get some of the education. Sometimes there's background characters that you're not familiar with, or maybe techniques or parts and all sorts of stuff that I feel like I'm learning as I go, as I kind of build my expertise within the Star Wars Lego space. The other thing that did happen was that I completed my Dungeons and Dragons CMF lineup. So there's videos showcasing that this last week. I completed. There was no more Black Friday, Cyber Monday deal videos. This is the last week for those. So there's one more this week. Then I showcase completing the Dungeons and Dragons. Then we'll have there'll be some other building videos later this week. But then the rest of my hauls, Mercari has been fun buying and selling, so stay tuned. If you love watching my Mercari videos, they are pretty funny. I mean, it's important to watch to the end on them because I post reviews. You have to, once you buy something, you have to rate, kind of like Uber when you're rating your driver. I go ahead and do that, and it's there's sometimes that I go over their account, and it's really interesting. The Lego storefronts that people put on Mercari. Sometimes I wonder where they're getting some of these figures. I mean, imagine if you're doing a lot of like Facebook Marketplace purchases where people are just dumping their stuff or giving away free Lego, you can grab that and kind of sell it and do pretty well. I mean, these figures, if for the right price, they're gonna sell. So that has been just a blast, and I'm gonna do a video. Love to know in the comments what you'd think, but I'm gonna do a video on how much I've been able to buy and sell over the last 2 years. I've been doing it for about 2 years now. I think this is like my second full year. I think I started just over 2 years ago, selling and buying, then using just purely my credit. I'd be willing to bet I could almost fill this table full of Lego for how much stuff I've been able to acquire because of selling stuff just around the house. I mean, literally, it's been just stuff around the house. I will say some of it is Lego that just I'm not going to use in my collection anymore. So maybe some old stuff and some stuff that actually I got off of Facebook Marketplace. I sold a bunch of stuff that, like some city stuff, and some of it was actually non-Legos. I've been selling that. Just anything that comes in my collection that I don't want, I just sell it right on Mercari. And I probably could do better on eBay. That's kind of a bigger marketplace. There's Whatnot and there's other marketplaces, but I've kind of found like there's like a nice little niche in the Lego community, and Mercari does pretty well because the shipping's not too bad. Being that these are pretty, minifigures are pretty lightweight. I don't know. I just ultimately have just found it's really, once you're on a platform and you start buying and selling, it kind of becomes your place to go. And I haven't had any problems. Knock on wood. I think I'm 180. Either I've sold, I think, is it 180? It's in the hundreds of me selling or buying and having. Really, I have all 5-star reviews on my sales, and I don't think I've ever given anybody less than a 5-star review because everybody's been really on the spot. I mean, I don't blame somebody if they wait a day or two to ship something. I mean, we all have lives. Like, some are storefronts and they're like super fast. I try to ship everything within 24 hours. A lot of times, even a couple cases, I've been able to sell it. Literally, I happen to be running errands and just kind of like buzz by the post office, drop it off, and away we go. So it's not bad. I feel like there's a nice little community. You just be cautious. Some of the buyers and sellers that have never bought or anything. I mean, you do have to buy your first one sometime, so make sure it's kind of like maybe a lower cost and not like a Millennium Falcon right out of the gate. There's a lot of that. When you see that kind of stuff, it's, a lot of times if it says Lego compatible, you really got to look at the pictures. But so far, because I've done my research and made sure that these are, legitimate sellers, and a lot of sellers have like thousands of sales. So like, they really can't afford too many like low rated, I mean, it would lower the traffic on their listings, I should say. So yeah, it's been real good. I would say it's probably a little pricey sometimes because of the shipping and fees and stuff like that. It kind of adds up. Makes it a little bit harder to kind of make money on things. But certainly, if you want a price to get rid of stuff, like really get rid of stuff, and you're not too worried about like your profit margins as a reseller, it's a good place. I mean, it's good for a reseller if you're finding some of the more rare minifigures do pretty well. Some of the common minifigures probably just a really slow pace of sale, and probably it's really hard with the delivery fees and the seller fees or buyer fees. They're actually going to they're changing their model again, so we'll see how that goes. But maybe another video for another time. So that's all. A lot of things. Completing D&D, Advent season, buildings going on, Mercari hauls are happening. I'm excited. My in my pickleball journey continues. I'm now a couple months in. I'm a paid pro at pickleball, and maybe getting paid as a Lego builder. Who knows? I need your support, so make sure to like and subscribe. So that's all for this episode of Journal Entry, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now. Later.